Greetings, St. Paul's Church. Philippians 4:5 in the King James Version says, "Let your moderation be known to all." I want to talk about that a little bit later. For many years now, an old friend of mine who works in media would invite me every year to the New York Auto Show, the media day before the general public is allowed to partake. And it's been a yearly tradition to catch up with an old friend, to basically hang out and talk and look at cars. And, you know, it really made me think of a larger subject of materialism. And in the 1980s, a prominent pastor gave a sermon, and the title alone got so much attention. And the title of the sermon was, "Would Jesus Drive a BMW?" And just from that title, you might guess the conclusion. This pastor's conclusion was no. Even though it's not a sin in itself, Jesus would use those resources for greater purposes, like feeding the poor, helping people in need. But this coming here today really made me think, because I grew up loving cars, really loving cars. And it really made me think, is it a sin to come to a place like this and enjoy metal and steel and engineering? Or could you argue that all art is God's art? All beauty is God's beauty, and this is just an expression of human ingenuity that God made possible? Okay, I'm going to stop right there. But it really made me think, is it a sin to drive a nice car? Is it a sin to go on vacation to a beautiful beach destination to relax? Is it a sin to buy a $7 drink at Starbucks and enjoy it, knowing that you could have used that $7 to really help someone, and it could have gone much further in improving somebody's life? Is it a sin to buy a $20 movie ticket? I think if it's IMAX or Dolby Digital, it really is $20. And the list goes on and on and on. And I really like that verse, because I know that starting in the 1980s, when I was in my teens, I read quite a few books on spiritual disciplines. The most famous one being A Celebration of Discipline by Richard Foster. And I even went to go hear him speak decades later. And I was always shocked at his practical message, because it didn't seem so spiritual. And his practical message was often, I would say always, that moderation is key. That as a person of faith, if you do anything in excess, whether it's good or bad, it's unhealthy, it's imbalanced. But as a person of faith, look at all those Corvettes. Okay, anyways, as a person of faith, if you do things in moderation, it shows that whatever that activity or pull is in your life, it doesn't control you. You control it. Is it okay to have a glass of wine with dinner in moderation? For some people, no, because it's an addiction that will trigger something worse. For some people, probably it's harmless. I don't mean to go on too many rabbit trails here, but it really made me think about how to enjoy things in life in moderation and not in excess. You know, I guess for the weekly video, I just wanted to change the scenery and show you something a little more interesting. But I want to thank you for watching the weekly video and I am looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. Bye.